Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to Clip Your English. I'm Mia, and I'm absolutely thrilled you decided to spend some time with us today.
And I'm Ethan. Today we're diving into something that, well, let's be honest, probably keeps a lot of you up at night.
Yes, exactly. We're talking about pronunciation. You know, that moment when you say something and people go, "Sorry, what did you say?"
Oof, I feel that pain. But here's the thing. By the end of this episode, you'll have real practical steps to sound clearer and more confident when you speak English.
And here's what might surprise you. It's not about sounding like a native speaker. Stick around because we're about to bust some pronunciation myths that might actually be holding you back.
So, Mia, let's start with the big question. Why does pronunciation even matter? I mean, if people understand the general idea.
That's actually a great question, and I'm glad you brought it up. See, it's not really about having a perfect accent.
Right.
It's about being understood clearly. Like, imagine you're at a coffee shop and you want to order something simple. You say, "I'd like a sheet of paper." But what you really meant was
Wait, what did you want?
a seat. I wanted a seat by the paper. By the window. See how confusing that gets?
Oh, no. That's awkward. But you know what's even worse? I once asked someone where the beach was, and they looked at me like I said something terrible.
Oh dear. I think I know where this is going.
Yeah. Apparently I said, well, let's just say it rhymed with beach, but wasn't beach at all. The pronunciation difference completely changed the meaning.
Exactly. And that's why we're here today. It's not about sounding British or American or Australian. It's about being clear so people understand your ideas.
Because here's the thing, you might have the most brilliant thoughts in the world, but if people can't understand what you're saying,
They'll miss out on your amazing ideas. And you might start feeling nervous or embarrassed about speaking.
which is totally normal, by the way. I think every English learner has been there.
Absolutely. But the good news? Clear pronunciation actually builds your confidence. When people understand you easily, you feel more comfortable joining conversations, sharing your opinions.
Making friends, doing presentations at work, traveling.
Yes, all of that becomes so much easier. So really, we're not just talking about pronunciation today. We're talking about opening doors.
All right, so let's get practical. What's the first thing someone should do if they want to improve their pronunciation?
Ooh, this might sound simple, but listen more. Like a lot more.
Wait, listen? Not practice speaking?
I know. It sounds backwards, but think about it. How did you learn your first language? You listened for months before you even said your first word.
That's actually a really good point. So, what should people listen to?
Everything. Podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, music. The more you hear English, the better your ear becomes. It's like, training your brain to recognize the patterns.
Ugh, I love this example. You know how some people can perfectly mimic their favorite actors?
Yes, like they watch a movie so many times that they can copy the exact rhythm and tone.
Exactly. That's because they've listened so much that their brain has absorbed the natural flow of English.
And here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Pick one actor or actress whose voice you really like and watch one of their movies with subtitles. Focus on how they speak, not just what they say.
Ooh, that's good. So tip number 1 is listen more. What's tip number 2?
This one might make you cringe a little, but record yourself.
Oh no, I hate hearing my own voice.
I know. Everyone says that. But here's why it works. You hear yourself differently in your head than how you actually sound.
Wait, really?
Yeah. When you speak, the sound travels through your bones and tissues to your ears. But other people only hear the sound through the air. So there's actually a difference.
Wow, I never knew that. So recording yourself gives you the real picture.
Exactly. Here's what I suggest. Find a short paragraph from a news article or a book, read it out loud and record it. Then find a native speaker reading the same text.
Like on YouTube or something?
Perfect. Then compare the two. You'll start noticing things like, oh, I'm speaking too fast here, or I'm not stressing the right syllables there.
That's actually brilliant. It's like having a personal pronunciation teacher.
And the best part? You can do it anywhere, anytime. No need for expensive classes or apps.
Okay, so we have listen more and record yourself. What's the third tip?
This one's a bit more technical, but stick with me. Learn about phonetics.
Phonetics? That sounds scary.
I know it sounds academic, but it's actually super practical. Phonetics is just the study of sounds. Every language has different sounds, right?
Right.
So English has some sounds that might not exist in your native language. For example, the difference between ship and sheep.
Oh, that's a tough one. I know Spanish speakers often struggle with that.
Exactly. In Spanish, there's no difference between the short I sound and the long E sound. So ship and sheep sound the same.
So how does learning phonetics help?
Well, once you understand that these are actually two completely different sounds, you can practice them separately. You can look up the IPA symbols,
IPA?
International Phonetic Alphabet. Don't worry, you don't need to memorize the whole thing. Just learn the symbols for sounds that are difficult for you.
So it's like having a map of English sounds.
Perfect analogy. Most online dictionaries actually show you the phonetic symbols next to each word. So when you look up pronunciation, you can see exactly how each sound should be made.
That's really helpful. I never paid attention to those weird symbols before.
Most people don't, but they're actually like, secret pronunciation codes.
All right, so we've covered listening, recording yourself, and phonetics. What else can people do?
Oh, this next one is my favorite. It's called shadowing.
Shadowing? Like following someone around?
Not exactly. Although, actually, that's not a bad way to think about it. Shadowing means you listen to someone speak and repeat what they say almost at the same time.
Wait, at the same time? How is that possible?
Okay, so imagine you're watching a TED Talk or listening to a news report. Instead of waiting for the person to finish a sentence, you start repeating what they said just a few words behind them.
Oh, that sounds, challenging.
It is at first, but it's amazing for your pronunciation because you're copying their rhythm, their intonation, their stress patterns, everything.
So it's like you're becoming their speaking shadow?
Yes, exactly. And the cool thing is, you don't have to understand every single word. You're training your mouth muscles and your brain to work together.
That's fascinating. How long should people do this?
I'd say start with just 5 minutes a day. Find a speaker whose pace isn't too fast, maybe a news anchor or a podcast host with clear pronunciation.
And speaking of rhythm and stress, that's actually super important in English, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, yes. English is what we call a stress-timed language. That means some syllables are stronger and longer than others.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Take the word present. If I say present, it's a noun, like a gift. But if I say present, it's a verb, like to show someone something.
Wow, the stress completely changes the meaning.
Right. And this happens all the time in English. Record versus record. insult versus insult.
I never realized how much stress patterns matter. What about sentence stress?
Oh, that's huge too. In English, we stress the important words in a sentence. Like, if I say, I love chocolate ice cream, the stress is on love because that's the main emotion.
But if I say I love chocolate ice cream, now I'm emphasizing the flavor.
Exactly. Same words, different meaning based on stress. This is why just learning vocabulary isn't enough. You need to learn the music of English.
The music of English. I like that phrase.
And speaking of training, our last tip is all about muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
Your tongue, lips, and jaw are muscles, right? Just like any muscle, they need practice to get stronger and more coordinated.
So it's like going to the gym, but for your mouth.
Yes, mouth gym. And the best exercise? Tongue twisters.
Oh no, here we go.
Come on, they're fun. Plus, they're incredibly effective. Take She sells seashells by the seashore. This practices the sh and s sounds.
Okay, let me try. She sells seashells by the seashore. Wow, that's harder than it sounds.
Right? And that's the point. When you can say a tongue twister clearly and quickly, regular conversation becomes much easier.
It's like if you can run a marathon, a short jog feels easy.
Perfect comparison. Here's another one. Red lorry, yellow lorry. This one's great for the R and L sounds.
Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Actually, that's quite satisfying once you get the hang of it.
See? And the more you practice these, the more your mouth gets used to making these English sounds quickly and accurately. All right, everyone, it's time for a fun challenge.
Ooh, I love the challenge segments. What do you have for us today?
Okay, so remember that tongue twister I just mentioned? Red lorry, yellow lorry? Here's what I want our listeners to do.
Uh-oh, I feel a homework assignment coming on.
It's fun homework, though. I want you to record yourself saying red lorry, yellow lorry 5 times fast, and then share it in the comments below this video.
Oh, that's brave. Public tongue twister performances.
But here's the thing. It's not about being perfect. It's about practicing and having fun with English sounds. Plus, I guarantee you'll hear improvement just between your first attempt and your 5th attempt.
That's actually a great point. Sometimes we don't notice our own progress because it happens gradually.
Exactly. And listening to yourself attempt tongue twisters is a really good way to hear how much your pronunciation has improved.
Plus, I bet people will encourage each other in the comments. There's something about everyone struggling with the same challenge that brings people together.
Yes, I love seeing our community support each other. And speaking of community, I have another question for you all.
What's that?
Tell us in the comments, what's the hardest English word for you to pronounce? Like the word that just refuses to come out right no matter how many times you practice it?
Ooh, that's a good one. Everyone has that one word that's their pronunciation nemesis.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to feature some of these words in our next episode. We'll break them down sound by sound and give you specific tips for conquering them.
That's really cool. So it'll be like a personalized pronunciation lesson based on what our audience actually struggles with.
Right, because let's be honest, pronunciation guides often focus on general problems, but everyone has their own specific challenges based on their native language.
True. Like someone whose first language is Japanese might struggle with L and R sounds, while someone who speaks Arabic might have trouble with P and B sounds.
Exactly. So drop those tricky words in the comments and we'll tackle them together. No word is too difficult. We'll figure out a way to make it easier.
All right, Mia, we've covered a lot of ground today. Should we do a quick recap for everyone?
Absolutely, because I know when you're listening to a lot of information, sometimes the key points can get lost in all the details.
So, tip number 1 was?
Listen actively, not just for content, but for the sounds, rhythm, and flow of English. Movies, podcasts, music, whatever you enjoy it, use it as pronunciation practice.
Tip number 2, record yourself and compare it to native speakers. Even though it feels weird at first.
It's so worth it. You'll hear things you never noticed about your own pronunciation. Plus, you can track your improvement over time.
Number 3 was learning basic phonetics, understanding that English has specific sounds that might not exist in your native language.
And don't let the word phonetic scare you. Just look up those little symbols in the dictionary. They're like pronunciation cheat codes.
Then we had shadowing, repeating after speakers almost simultaneously. This one's like pronunciation boot camp.
Pronunciation boot camp. I love that. It really does build your speaking muscles. And speaking of muscles,
Right. Focus on stress and intonation patterns because English is all about the music, which syllables are strong, which words are emphasized.
and finally, tongue twisters and mouth exercises. Train those speaking muscles just like you'd train any other muscle.
You know what I love about all these tips? They don't require expensive software or classes. You can do all of this with just your phone and the internet.
That's so true. And here's something really important I want everyone to remember.
What's that?
Pronunciation improvement is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every single day you practice, you're getting a little bit clearer, a little bit more confident.
Yes. Don't compare yourself to native speakers who've been speaking English their whole lives. Compare yourself to where you were last month or even last week.
Exactly. And you know what? Some of the most inspiring English speakers I know have accents. They're clear, they're confident, and they communicate their ideas beautifully.
Because ultimately, the goal isn't to sound like someone else. The goal is to sound like the best, clearest version of yourself in English.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Your accent is part of who you are, and that's something to be proud of. We just want to make sure people can understand your amazing ideas easily.
So, let's do a final check. Which pronunciation tip are you most excited to try? The shadowing technique? Recording yourself? Tongue twisters?
And don't forget our challenge. Record yourself saying, red lorry, yellow lorry, and share it in the comments. I want to hear from all of you.
Plus, tell us your most difficult English word to pronounce. We're making a whole episode just for your trickiest pronunciation problems.
If today's episode helped you feel more confident about improving your pronunciation, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Clip Your English for more practical English tips every week.
And hey, share this with a friend who's also learning English. Pronunciation practice is more fun with a partner.
For even more resources, check out our Telegram channel at Clip Your English Official and visit store.clipyourenglish.com for extra practice materials.
Coming up next week, we're diving into phrasal verbs that you're probably using incorrectly. Trust me, even advanced speakers mess these up.
Until then, keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, every conversation is an opportunity to improve your English. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for spending your time with us today. Happy practicing, everyone.